Hello everyone and welcome to your partner in education, Agile Rank Mate. Today, in this particular episode of ANTHE, we'll be looking at questions related to the Aakash National Talent Hunt examination for grade 9 students. These sample questions today will be focused on the subject of mathematics, which is one of the 5 subjects that the test is based on. Let's start off with this particular question. If under root of 10 minus x root 21 is equal to under root of 7 minus under root of 3, then the value of x is 7, 2, 3, or 4. So let's rewrite the equation, basically write the equation again just to make it clearer. So 10 minus x root 21 comes under a larger root on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you have root 7 minus root 3. In order to solve this equation, you would have to remove the square root on the left-hand side, the large one. So we would square both sides. And when we square both sides, the left-hand side remains 10 minus x root 21. It's just that the larger root has gone away. On the right-hand side, however, we get a minus b the whole square. So we get root 7 minus root 3 the whole squared. Therefore, that becomes 7. Under root of 7 the whole squared is 7. Minus 2ab becomes minus 2 times root 7 times root 3, which is root 21, plus b squared, which is root 3 squared, that is 3. So 7 plus 3 gives you 10. So 10 minus 2 root 21 is on the right-hand side. 10 minus x root 21 is on the left-hand side. That means minus x root 21 equals to minus 2 root 21. So therefore, when we take negative root 21 common and we cancel each other out, we get x equals 2. So the answer for the value of x for this particular expression is option 2, 2. Now let's look at another question. An expression, when divided by x plus 1, has x squared minus x plus 1 as the quotient and 3 as the remainder. You need to find out what that expression, the initial expression, is equal to. Is it x cubed plus 4, x cubed minus 2, x cubed minus 1, x cubed minus 4? So we know that x squared minus x plus 1 is our quotient. We also know that 3 is our remainder. Now, we know that the original expression that we need to find has been divided by x plus 1 to get the mentioned quotient and remainder. So therefore, x plus 1, in this case, becomes our divisor. So the original expression that we need to find is the dividend. So if you don't know the dividend, but you have the divisor, quotient, and remainder, it's easy to figure out the dividend. Let's take a case in point. Suppose you want to divide 14 with 3. When you divide 14 with 3, 4 threes gives you 12, and the remainder is 2. Now, you didn't know that your original dividend was 14, but you knew that the quotient was 4, the divisor was 3, the remainder was 2. So you would make it 4 into 3 plus 2. And then that would be equal to 14, which in fact is the dividend. So therefore, the formula for the dividend is divisor multiplied by quotient plus remainder. So the first step is to multiply the divisor and the quotient, and whatever multiple you get, you have to add the remainder to it in order to get your proper dividend. So in this particular case, the divisor is x plus 1. The quotient is x squared minus x plus 1, and the remainder is 3. So you could do regular multiplication of the two expressions, but if you read it carefully, the terms go x plus 1 multiplied to x squared minus x plus 1. Now, in grade 9, you would be exposed to algebraic identities. So one of the identities, which is a cubic identity, is that of a cubed plus b cubed. So the right-hand side of a cubed plus b cubed is a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. Now, if you look at it, if we consider a as 1x and b as 1, so then it will be a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. So therefore, this particular expression fulfills the cubic identity. So we can convert it in terms of this particular identity. So what we get is x cubed plus 1 cube plus 3. Now 1 cube is obviously 1, so therefore x cubed plus 3 plus 1. So therefore the final dividend would be x cubed plus 4. Now if you look at our options, you can see that option 1, x cubed plus 4, is the right option. The other options are not correct. Option 4, instead of using plus, has minus to it, which makes the entire expression incorrect. So the dividend for our particular case, where the divisor is x plus 1, the quotient is x squared minus x plus 1, and the remainder is 3, is option 1, x cubed plus 4. Now, let's look at another question. In the given figure, the value of y is 20 degrees, 24 degrees, 15 degrees, 40 degrees. So we have three straight lines intersecting each other at a point O. So the first line is AD, the second line is BE, the third line is CF. So all of them intersect at O. So what we are given is angle EOF is 3y. Angle COD is 4y, and angle AOB is 2y. Now, how do we solve this question? We need to find out the value of y. Now, if you notice, when we add all these 6 angles that are subtended using the central point O, which is AOB, BOC, COD, DOE, EOF, FOA, all of these angles together will form a complete angle, which means 360 degrees. So all you have to do is to find out all the values of all the 6 angles and then add them together. Now, how do we do that? That part is also very simple. Now remember, all of the lines here are straight lines. Now if you notice, angles AOB and DOE, they are vertically opposite angles. Similarly, angle COD is, well, vertically opposite to angle FOA. And finally, you have angle EOF and angle BOC. Let's make that. So these two angles are also vertically opposite. Now, if two straight lines cross each other, then the rule is when two straight lines intersect each other, then the vertically opposite angles, that is VOAs, are equal. So that means angle AOB is equal to angle DOE, which is equal to 2y, since the measure of AOB is given as 2y. Similarly, angle EOF is equal to angle BOC is equal to 3y. Angles COD and FOA are also equal, and their value is 4y. So, from here, we can find out the complete angle. So basically, we know that the complete angle will be AOB plus BOC plus COD plus DOE plus EOF plus FOA. So let's write that down. Angle AOB plus angle BOC plus angles COD plus angle DOE plus angle EOF plus angle FOA, that is equal to 360 degrees. Now that means we can now substitute those values. AOB is 2y, BOC is 3y, COD is 4y, DOE is 2y again, EOF is 3y, and FOA is 4y. And that is equal to 360 degrees. Now, when we simplify the left-hand side, it will be 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9, and it's repeated twice, so 9 times 2. So therefore, the left-hand side would be 18y, and the right-hand side is 360 degrees. So y equals 360 over 18, and the unit is degrees. So 18 goes into 36 twice, so it goes into 360 20 times. So therefore, what we get is the value of y is equal to 20 degrees. So, in the given figure, the value of y is option 1, 20 degrees. The other options turn out to be incorrect by solving the question using the properties of vertically opposite angles and also that of the complete angle being 360 degrees. Now, let's move on to another question. If 2p minus 1 comma p, x-coordinate, y-coordinate, is a solution of the equation 10x minus 9y equals 15, then you need to find out the value of p. Is it 2, 25 over 11, 27 over 11, 11 over 22? So we are told that consider the two coordinates, the coordinates given here to be a solution of this particular linear equation in two variables. Now that means we will put x equals 2p minus 1 and y equals p. Therefore, the expression will read 10 times 2p minus 1 plus, instead of plus it's minus, so let's correct that. Minus 9, and the y-coordinate is p, and the right-hand side would be 15. So we can just simplify the brackets by opening them, so you get 20p minus 10 minus 9p equals 15. 20 minus 9 gives you 11, so 11p minus 10 equals 15. So minus 10, we can take that to the right-hand side, that becomes plus 10. So 11p equals 15 plus 10, which of course is equal to 25. So from here, it's all a matter of taking p to one side and the rest of the terms to the other side. So p equals 25 over 11. Since it was multiplied by 11 in the left-hand side, 11 would be divided to 25 in the right-hand side. So the value of p is, of course, option B, option 2, 25 over 11. So by just substituting them, since we're considering it to be an equation, we're considering it to be a solution to the given equation, we just put in the same coordinates and basically find the value for the variable in this case, which is p. So 25 over 11 is definitely the answer for this question. Now let's look at the final question for today. The mean of 15 observations of data is calculated as 22.5. If one more observation is included, then the mean becomes 24. We need to find out the value of the 16th observation. Is it 49.75, 46.5, 55, 27.75? So, how do we solve this question? Well, we know that it's best to recollect what mean or average means in statistics. So the arithmetic mean is basically the sum of observations over the number of observations. So let's consider mean as x, sum of observations is s, and number of observations is n, just to simplify matters. Now, initially, our mean value was 22.5. Our n value, or the number of observations, was 15. So therefore, since we know that x equals s over n, then s will be equal to x multiplied by n. So therefore, it'll be 22.5 multiplied by 15. So you can multiply it by yourself, and the answer would come out to be 337.5. Basically, all we have to do is 225 times 15. So 25, 10, 12, 11, 5, 2, 2, and then that becomes 5, 7, 3, 3. And since we took a decimal point, since one of the multiples is 22, one of the factors is 22.5, we'll just add in the decimal point, similar to the factor, so it becomes 337.5. So that's the initial sum of observations. Let's consider that to be, well, SI. Now, in the new scenario, one more observation is included. So that means the total number of observations is 16. And the mean for the new scenario is 24. So x is equal to 24, n equals to 16. That means the value of s new will be x times n once again. So therefore, that would be 24 times 16. Let's calculate that. 4, 12, 144, 4, 2. So what we get is 4, 8, 3. So 384 is the new sum of observations. So when you have 16 observations, then the sum is 384. When you had 15 observations, the sum is 337.5. So all you have to do is, in order to find the 16th observation, all you have to do is subtract S initial from S new. That means the new sum of observations is basically, what you have to do is subtract the original sum of observations from the new sum of observations, which means you subtract 337.5 from 384. So 384.0 minus 337.5. 10 minus 5 is obviously 5. Now, since the final answer has to be in terms of 0.5, we can eliminate options 1 and 3, because 1, 3, and 4 actually, because 4 and 1 have 0.75 and 3 has a whole number. So therefore, all 3 of these options are incorrect, which would give us option 2, 46.5, as the right answer. Let's just verify it. So that was 3. To get this as 10. So 7, 13. 13 minus 7 is 6. Obviously, 7 minus 3 is 4. 3 minus 3 is 0. So basically, yeah, it comes back as 46.5. So the right option is option 2, 46.5. And we did that by first finding out the sum of observations for the original case when you had 15 observations. Then we also found out the sum of observations in the case where an extra observation was added. And by doing that, we were able to just find their difference, and that difference was the value of the 16th observation. And if you're basically using the formula mean equals sum of observations over number of observations, basically rearranging that so that sum equals mean times number of observations, and we use that, and our final answer is 46.5. Now, that concludes this particular episode of ANTHE. We hope you found this episode interesting and informative. For more of our useful and interesting content, don't forget to subscribe to Agile Rank Mate, your partner in education. If you want to get the latest updates from our channel, then don't forget to press the bell icon present below the video. Until the next webisode, take care, stay alert, bye-bye for now.